when do you know when to keep pushing your kids, especially when it comes to a sport or a talent? And I think this became an issue with Malia with tennis. How did you handle that?
You know, that's interesting because they played ever since they were little, but never liked it. And I sort of thought to myself, you're not going to like it because you're not good at it yet, you know, and until you get good at it, you don't know if you like it. So I just sort of said, look, you're going to do tennis, and you're going to do tennis because, you know, I want you to do an individual sport. It's not about you being a good tennis player. It's about you learning how to stick with something hard and get better at it and understand, because that's what life is. Life is getting through stuff that's hard, you know, and teaching yourself that you can do hard things and you get better at them, and then they get easier.
Right, and perseverance.
So stuck with it, and it really wasn't until last year that tennis clicked for her. She was like, I actually kind of like it. Now she's like, I don't know if I'll play in college. I don't want to be a pro. You know, she's not gifted in that way, but she made her middle school team. She's trying out for the high school team. And that lesson kind of sunk in that, you know, if I put in the effort, you know, effort in equals results. And that's really the lesson that I want my girls to know, is that half of being an adult is getting through stuff that's hard for you or that you don't want to do. You know, the stuff that you want to do is easy.
Right.
But our challenges come in, you know, as I tell them, I don't always want to go to your soccer game.
Right.
But part of being a good mom is sucking it up and being there and getting it done instead of, you know, sleeping in because I'm tired, or going to your parent-teacher conference when I'd rather curl up and go to sleep. It's, you know, cooking dinner when I'm tired. It's, you know, there's so much that you do. It's going to work every day, even though you don't feel like it. I let my kids know I don't always want to go to work. You know, I understand that feeling of waking up and wanting to roll over and pull the sheets down and put the covers back over your head. But where would we be if me and Dad did that?
Right.
You know, and that's what being an adult is. That's how you get to the good parts, is that you learn how to persevere through the tough times. And I think things like sports helps teach that lesson, or can help teach that lesson.
Such a big lesson. At the same time, too, many of us moms dealing with the issue, right, of overscheduling our kids. So how many sports, how many after-school activities, making sure there's family time, making sure there's time for studying, and the violin and the piano. Do you stress about that, and how do you deal with it?
And we don't always get it right. I mean, with Sasha, she was overscheduled last year because she had piano, then we threw in swimming, and she had taekwondo, and she was playing basketball and soccer. It got to be too much, and she was melting down.
Right.
And I had to step back and say, okay, you know, she can't do all this. This is not possible. And we just started taking stuff off. We eliminated the stuff that was during the school week, because it's just hard for a kid her age to come home tired, do a sport, and then be expected to sit down and do homework and focus on it and get it, you know, things just start to slip. So this is around the time when they're at the age where we're starting to see the limits of what they can handle, and still have time to reflect and veg out. You know, I mean,
and just be, right? Just free time, no schedule, no class, no activity.
And I can see it in their faces, especially Sasha, the younger one. There are just some days she just has to turn it off. She has to turn it all the way off, and she might turn down a play date, a sleepover. When I know she's turning down things she loves,
you know
she's tired. I've learned that it depends on the kid. It depends on the time in their lives, and you've got to be watching closely, because they'll show you signs when it's too much, and you've got to be ready to, you know, make the hard call. And sometimes you have to make it for them, because they want to try to do it all.
Right.
So it's not easy.